Hi everyone, Nicole Knutson. I guess we're talking about life lessons this week. Took a lot of time to try and pinpoint an exact time or lesson that I learned in my life that I could talk about, but it took a lot of digging, to be honest with you. 45 years old, I've seen and experienced a lot. I've had a lot of ups and I've had a lot of downs. I've seen marriage and divorce. I've had children. And I've seen death. So I tried to focus on, out of these three things, what can I talk about? But it was none of those things. It was actually life. It's about my mom. When I was 14 years old, my mother became ill and was at the hospital in Point Pleasant. My two sisters that are older than me were about 2 years apart each, so 16 and 18. We all went to go visit her at the hospital to find out this horrific news that she needed to share with us. And it was that my mother had cancer. My reaction to her saying those words, I could still see her lying in that bed and uttering the words, "I have cancer." My two sisters sobbed, and I reacted out of anger. I could have torn that hospital room apart. I was so angry. It was clearly a selfish act, but my initial reaction was just that. What did you do, Mom? What did you do wrong that caused this cancer? I was 14, never knew my father. I've only had my two sisters, already lost my uncle, lost a very good friend on a freak accident. What more at 14 did I feel like I needed to face? So I was angry. I'm 45 now. My mom is still with me. So I want to jump to that to let you know this isn't a sad story. It's actually a very motivational story. Despite the horrific news my mother had to share with us and had to deal with herself, I mean, the doctors told her at that time she had 2 years to live. My mother showed us such strength. I mean, she had 3 kids to care for, 3 teenage daughters with no father. Who else was going to do it? And she made sure it was going to be her. It was suggested that she do the traditional chemo and radiation, but she became very knowledgeable of her form of cancer, read up a lot, and decided that she was going to go homeopathic. And I believe that's why she's still with us today. Now, I'm not condoning or going against any other treatments. I'm just saying for my mother, our situation, that's why I believe she's still here today. That and her faith. Because her faith is unlike any other individual's faith I've ever experienced. The reason why I'm bringing up her cancer as a life lesson for me is, sure, I'm experiencing it, but it's her words that she's instilled in all 3 of us through our lives. We've seen so much, like I said, each one of us have our own stories, my sisters and I. And as stressed out as we get, when I come to my mother, she'll listen attentively to whatever I need to tell her. And she'll suggest and she'll guide, but at the end of it all, it's always the same. She'll always say, "Nikki, don't let stress consume you because it will deteriorate you." Because I do believe she's right. That's what did this to my mother. It wasn't from excessive smoking, drinking. She wasn't that type of person. It wasn't anything that she did to herself other than allow stress to overtake her. Because if I had 20 more minutes, I could share her life experiences and tell you, I could easily understand how stress could do this to her. So she'd said that to us. She always said, let those things go and move past them. So as I was preparing this talk, I came across this in the internet, and I just want to close by reading this to you. "Failures are only lessons. Good things come to those who still hope even though they've been disappointed, to those who still believe even though they've tasted failure, to those who still love even though they've been hurt, So never regret anything that has happened in your life. It cannot be changed, undone, or forgotten. Take it all as lessons learned and move on with grace. Let me tell you, that's what my mother had taught me. Move on with grace. So perhaps you'll learn something from this. Good luck, everyone. Have a good one.